What's going on, everybody? My name is Kevin Ryan, and welcome to another episode of Indie Watch. When I research potential topics for the show, I try not to just pick games that interest me on a personal level, but I try to pick titles that are doing something different. And I'm not talking about something wholly original, because that's incredibly difficult to do within, such a saturated market, but I'm just talking about a game that goes out of its way to present a theme or gameplay mechanic or narrative in a new way, in a way that perhaps we haven't seen before, that makes it seem like new. This week's title really did that for me, I think, when I saw the teaser trailer, and it got me really, really pumped for it. Primarily for the narrative side of things, because today's topic really does focus on telling a story. And I'm very, very, very much intrigued by what kinds of themes that narrative could explore. And so without further ado, let's get right into today's game. Our story begins in the city of Hamburg, Germany, in September of 2014, when 5 university students studying for their master's degrees realized they worked well together and founded Mooneye Studios. Their first game was Super Carl, a whimsical mobile title about a sheep who was convinced he was a superhero. It was the player's job to keep Carl fenced in, lest Carl leap off of a cliff in an attempt to fly away. It was a simple game, one designed more so to serve as Mooneye's first dip into the waters of game development and distribution than as any kind of breakout success. Mobile game development was never the team's ultimate ambition. They wanted to move on to bigger projects, with the PC and console market in their sights. And so they returned to the title they had begun developing together at university, and proceeded to begin work on bringing it to life.
Take shelter from the sun, and grow in shade, and walk among the trees of plants we've made. The rain will wash the sorrows away, and learn to soar the skies once again. Believe in your destiny's hand, then fly to the skies from your land, the land that you roam in times gone and far, the land that you love and all that you are.
Lost Ember is a game that explores a world after the fall of mankind. Thousands of years have passed, and the land is lush with green hills, dense forests, and crystal clear waters, evidence of nature's reclamation of the world. Beneath all that, however, lie the remnants of the Enrasi Empire, a fictional culture drawing inspiration from real-world lost civilizations, such as the Inca or Maya. You play as a wolf, who possesses the extremely unique ability to possess other animals. At the beginning of the game, you are approached by a spark of light, whom I presume is the Lost Ember. It is the soul of one of the last of the Enrasi, one who actually bore witness to the fall of their civilization, and he has been looking for you for a very long time. Mooneye hasn't come clean yet on who exactly Ember is, what his relationship to the wolf is, or how the wolf even came to possess such remarkable abilities in the first place. But they do shed some light on how this duo will operate alongside one another once the game begins proper. Lost Ember's gameplay is entirely focused on exploration, influenced heavily by the likes of Journey and, interestingly enough, Driver San Francisco, with the latter's shift mechanic serving as the inspiration for the wolf's ability to possess animals. Doing so will be an integral part of that exploration, as it will enable the player to reach sites normally unseen by your average wolf. Early game footage and screenshots seem to point to this process being completely seamless, triggered by the push of a button, and at little cost to momentum. Ember will supply narration and provide context for the secrets and ruins you'll discover that will help illuminate the nature of the fall of the Enrasi. At certain points in the game, you'll actually be able to relive his memories by way of flashbacks. An early concept of one of these sequences was discussed by Mooneye in a blog post late last year. In this example, the player found themselves within the tiny village of Mathu'un, where they were able to witness an argument between the village chief and a foreign ruler of some sort. Furthermore, the player could walk around and listen in on the chatter of the locals, which would provide an idea of who they were and how they lived. I really like the idea of acting as the fly on the wall while you quietly observe the sequence of events that lead to the end of an entire civilization, especially from the perspective of an animal. There's a striking contrast visible in the juxtaposition of animals with humans, especially within the context of humanity's inevitable self-destruction. In Lost Ember, we observe this from the perspective of creatures who have struck a balance with themselves and nature, and in so doing, a bias is formed against those who constantly disrupt that balance. Mooneye states that Ember is on a mission, and I suspect that it's one of reflection. If we look at the state of the land when the game begins, healthy and vibrant, a statement is already being made, and it's not one that places man in a positive light. It's worth noting that handling the sound design for Lost Ember is Solid Audio Works, an audio production company headed up by Craig Connor and Will Morton. You will have undoubtedly heard their work before, as Connor and Morton handled music direction and sound design respectively for Rockstar North, the developer of the Grand Theft Auto series, and they did so going as far back as the original Grand Theft Auto. This is very good news for Lost Ember, as we're dealing with a title that aims to place you in the driver's seat for potentially a variety of species of animal. The sounds that those animals make as they interact with each other and their environment need to be convincing so as to engross the player in the world and the body they happen to be inhabiting within it. With regards to Lost Ember, you can already hear a taste of what they've come up with, as the song for the trailer was produced by Craig Connor and sung by John Leslie Long.
Land that you roam in times gone and far, the land that you love and all that you are.
Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this brief look at Lost Ember. It has been described as an experience, and I think that's exactly what it is. It's a game focused on exploration, and it can also be used as a discussion with regards to the effect of mankind's presence on the world, and whether or not, we're good for it. We're good for the land, who knows? But that's what really intrigues me about Lost Ember, is the potential for the narrative to really delve into those kinds of subjects, and to do so from the perspective of animals. And I think that's really intriguing. As per usual, there will be links in the description to all of the footage that I used in the video. If you want to go take a look at everything, there will be a link to the trailer, to the game's website. There will be links to Solid Audio Works if you're a developer and you want to maybe check those guys out. I will also provide links to where you can hear more of John Leslie Long if you enjoyed his beautiful voice during the trailer. So there's that. That should about cover it. Oh, one more thing. They are going to launch a Kickstarter. But before they do that, they've given themselves a little bit of a goal, which is to receive 5,000 subscriptions to their newsletter. And currently, they are at 3,827. So help them out, get them those 5,000 subscriptions, because, regardless of it, they're probably going to launch a Kickstarter. But if they don't get these 5,000 subscriptions in, relatively quickly, morale is going to hurt. So help them out. Help them out. This looks like it could be a really great game. And I'm rooting for it, as I do any of the games that I show on this program. But I'm rambling. Again, I'm always rambling. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Indie Watch. My name is Kevin Ryan, and I will see you guys next week with a brand new game.